Hey, Ellie, you're all working late tonight to finish up some year-end work, and once we're done, we're gonna go out to celebrate.
What? Marshall, what are you thinking? You know my due date is a week away.
Yeah, and?
The baby could be born any minute. I need you to come straight home so we can be ready.
What? The baby's not due for a week. Why are you so anxious about?
Marshall!
My mom told me a while ago that I was born 1 day early, and my brother was born 2 days early. So I don't see any reason to worry about anything for at least a few more days.
Marshall, every pregnancy is different. A due date isn't a sure thing. It's just an estimate.
Would you listen to me? I'll be at home for the last 3 days until your due date, so get off my back. Don't try to use your pregnancy to control me, Ellie. Chill out already.
You think I'm using my pregnancy?
Look, just lay off of me until 3 days before your due date, got it? I'm going back to work now, so I'm not reading any more messages until I come home.
Marshall!
Hey, Ellie, you realize it's New Year's Eve, don't you?
Well, yeah, of course. There's only 3 days left until my due date, so I'm even more conscious of the calendar than usual.
Oh, so you did know? Then why aren't you cleaning the house?
Huh?
You always clean the house from top to bottom on New Year's Eve. Why haven't you done it yet? Get to work!
I've done what I can, Marshall. I can't do any more than this being so close to the birth. I'm not feeling well today, and I don't want to risk hurting the baby.
Excuse me?
I did a little bit in the morning, and I think I might have kinda pushed myself too far.
Oh, come on! All you did was wipe down the windows and tables. That's no different than what you always do every week.
You have to understand that these are not normal circumstances.
How little do you think of me? Don't you appreciate how hard I work to provide for you at all? You can't do even a little cleaning to show your thanks?
With the baby coming so soon, to be honest, I have way more important things on my mind.
You're unbelievable.
And besides, Marshall, where did you go? You said you were going to the store to get a snack, and you've been gone for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at a buddy's house, have a New Year's party tonight.
You what?
It's your fault for not cleaning the house. How am I supposed to relax and enjoy the new year in a filthy house? My buddy's a bachelor, and even his house is cleaner.
But Marshall, you said you'd be at home with me. The due date is 3 days. Don't you remember your promise?
That was when I thought you'd do your job. You want me to come home, clean the house from top to bottom? I don't want a single speck of dust left, got it?
Now? It's already 6 p.m.
Yes, now! You're not doing your part in this marriage, Ellie. Either clean the house tonight or we're getting a divorce. Stay up all night working if you have to.
Divorce? Are you out of your mind?
You've gotten lazy and controlling ever since you got pregnant. I mean, come on, really? Your due date being 3 days away is no excuse for not doing your work. Now get to it!
How many times do I have to tell you? A due date is an estimate. The baby could be born any time.
There you go again! You're still using your pregnancy to try and control me. You need to clean up your act, and fast. I don't want you raising my kid to be a controlling little brat like you.
Did you just call me a brat?
Anyway, this conversation is over. Either clean the house tonight or I'm divorcing you tomorrow. Happy New Year!
Good morning, Ellie. Happy New Year. How are you feeling today?
Happy New Year, Mom.
I know things get awfully busy around the New Year, but remember, You and your baby's health comes first.
Thank you, Mom. But I'm sorry. I think me and your son might be getting divorced.
Divorced? Oh, what happened? Did something happen between you and Marshall?
I wasn't able to clean the house in time.
What? Clean the house? Why would you need to clean the house right now? You can do that anytime. Well, you do want your house to be clean and sanitary for your new baby. But that's something that Marshall can do for himself. Wait, weren't you going to stay with your family for the birth?
Well, no. I decided to stay here instead.
Oh, really?
My mother has already passed away, and I didn't want to be a burden on my father. He lives alone, and he isn't the best of health himself.
I was under the impression that you had found another relative who would take care of you at the last minute, so you decided to stay with them.
What?
I didn't think anything of it. After all, I did the same thing. I went to stay with an aunt of mine when my children were coming due, so I didn't say anything. But is that not the case?
No, it's not. I'm alone at home right now.
You're alone? But the baby could be born any minute. You're home alone.
Yeah,
And you were cleaning.
as much as I could, yeah. Marshall told me that if I didn't have the house clean by the morning, he'd divorce me, so I thought I should do as much as I possibly could. So I was doing a little bit at a time while making sure I wasn't overworking myself. But it was just too much.
Oh, I'll be right over. Marshall told me you were staying with a relative. I thought there was no need to worry. And so I only messaged you once in a while to check up on you because I didn't want to be overbearing. Oh, I can't believe it. What is Marshall thinking?
Mom,
What's the matter?
my water just broke.
Oh no!
Ellie! I figured you were done cleaning, so I came home expecting to spend a relaxing New Year's Day in my sparkling clean house, but what the hell? You didn't clean anything! You even left the rags and buckets out in the hallway! Thanks for ruining my New Year's, you ungrateful woman. You knew the deal. This means divorce, Ellie! Where are you? You gotta sign the divorce papers, so hurry up and get back here.
Both Ellie and the baby
Huh?
are in critical condition.
What are you talking about? Wait a minute, this isn't Ellie, is it?
Right you are. I'm watching over Ellie's phone for the moment.
Huh? Who the hell are you?
I'm going to message you from my own phone momentarily. That should clear things up.
Who do you think you are? What gives you the right to butt into this? It's between me and my wife.
Hello, Marshall.
Oh, hey, Mom. Happy New Year.
Oh, do not Happy New Year me, Marshall. I did not raise you to be such a pathetic, sniveling child.
Mom, what's wrong? Why are you angry at me?
Didn't you just get a message from Ellie's Line account? I told you I would message you from my own phone.
Wait, that was you, Mom?
Of course it was, you nincompoop.
Wait, but... I thought you were at home. What are you doing with Ellie and why do you have her phone? Oh, I see what's going on. Ellie's at your place, right? She probably told you all sorts of ridiculous things to get you on her side, right? That's just like her. Mom, don't listen to a word she says. I have no idea what she told you, but she's been using her pregnancy as an excuse to treat me terribly lately. She even tried to skip out on her animal cleaning. Can you believe it?
What I can't believe is that you would make her clean the whole house so close to the baby's birth.
Oh no, you too, Mom? What's the big deal? The baby isn't due for 3 days.
Ellie is in the delivery room as we speak.
What?
Her water broke when I messaged her this morning to see how she was doing, and she asked me for help. I called an ambulance for her, and your father and I both rushed to the hospital to be with her. We also called Ellie's father. He's here with us right now, too. The doctor said both Ellie and the baby are in critical condition. All we can do now is wait and pray for the best.
Well, for real? But why would the baby be born so early? Me and my brother were born a day or two before the due date, but Ellie had 3 whole days left.
3 days is a long time for a full-term pregnant woman.
Is it really?
You didn't know that? Just what have you been doing all this time Ellie has been pregnant? Have you learned nothing?
Well, I mean...
And by the way, you told me that Ellie was going to stay with a relative for the birth and that she wouldn't be at home, didn't you?
I didn't want you to worry about her, plus I thought that if I spoiled her too much that she would never become a good mother.
It's not Ellie's abilities as a mother that have me concerned. It is yours as a father.
Hey, what hospital are you at?
I don't believe you, Marshall. You don't even know your wife's doctor?
Hey, it's not my body.
Marshall, don't bother coming.
What? Wait, Mom, hold on.
I'll ask Ellie herself whether she wants to see you or wants you to meet the baby. When she makes a decision, I'll let you know.
Come on, give me a break!
You're a terrible man to have done this to your own wife. And think of Ellie's father. He trusted you to care for his daughter and gave his blessing to your marriage. And this is how you repay him?
But
No buts, Marshall.
But...
Didn't you say you'd get divorced if the house wasn't cleaned? There's still a high probability of you getting your wish.
Huh? Do you mean...
So you'll have to have that discussion as well.
No, I don't want to get divorced!
Hush, you petulant child!
Mom, aren't you gonna take my side?
I said hush. I'll update you later on Ellie and the baby's conditions. But you should be prepared for the possibility you never see them again.
No! Please, no!
That is the gravity of what you've done today, Marshall. If you still don't understand, then think long and hard until you do.
Why is this happening?
Ellie and the baby made it through just fine. She's been staying with her father and the baby ever since getting out of the hospital. And as for my son, one day Ellie's lawyer came by the house, delivered the demands for damages and child support, and had Marshall sign the divorce papers. Their divorce was finalized that very day. He's constantly whining that he needs money, and it seems like he needs another lesson. So we asked a friend of ours who owns a construction company to straighten him out. So with the aid of his enthusiastic colleagues, he's now embarking on the long and painful road to becoming a decent human being. My husband and I are planning to cut him out of our lives. And after a kind invitation by Ellie, we're considering moving somewhere closer to her and her father so that we can see our grandchild.
Heidi, are you serious?
Cassia? You've got some nerve to be messaging me. What do you want?
Quit your whining, sis. This is important. I heard you're getting married to the nephew of the CEO of a major company. I heard he was chosen to take over when his uncle retires. Is this true?
Oh, so that's why you're messaging me. Well, it was bound to get out eventually, so I may as well just tell you. Yep, it's true.
How?
What do you mean, how? I'm an employee at his company. I worked directly under his uncle, the CEO, so I guess that's how?
What?
His uncle introduced us when I moved up to my current apartment, and I guess we just started to like each other. How do you think these things work?
Anyway, when did you even start working for that company? They're world famous. How did you do it? You're a damn high school graduate and you're doing better than me? It's not fair. I was always the clever sister.
Wow, that's an interesting way of looking at the world. I see you haven't changed at all. I graduated university, you know.
Huh? You did?
Mom kicked me out as soon as I graduated high school, so I had no choice but to work, which I did, a lot, and eventually I was able to save up the money for my tuition fees. I ended up enrolling 2 years later than everyone else, but eventually I graduated with flying colors. I started looking for work with my new degree and got a job with the company I'm at now.
What? Not fair!
Okay, let me ask you, Cassia. Have you been working at all since you graduated university?
Excuse me, I don't have to work. I'm special. Someone like me shouldn't have to sacrifice their best years as some office monkey worker drone. I'm drop-dead gorgeous, so it's only a matter of time before I find myself a nice, rich, handsome man with enough money to provide me with the life I deserve. Unlike you, I don't have to resort to cheap tricks and desperate schemes to bag myself a man, because the man of my dreams is going to come calling any day now. Just you wait and see.
I have no idea what you mean by cheap tricks or desperate schemes, but the only reason I'm in my current position is because I worked, studied, and strove for a better life, and I did it all on my own with no one to rely on but myself.
Huh?
I don't need to be talked down to by some lousy deadbeat scrounger, who, despite being fortunate enough to have had all her tuition fees paid for, still somehow manages not to have found a job despite having graduated years ago.
How dare you speak to me like that? You're pathetic, good-for-nothing, and me, Mom, or Dad never loved you.
It just goes to show that even a pathetic good-for-nothing can realize their dreams if they work hard enough and never give up. I'm living proof of that.
Ugh, you make me sick.
Bye, Cassia.
Heidi, I need to talk to you. Reply to me at once.
Let me guess. Mom? It's been a while. Hey, what's been going on these last few days? Cassia won't stop messaging me all of a sudden despite the fact we haven't spoken in years, and now you?
That's what I want to discuss with you. I hear you've been bragging to your lovely little sister about your new life, which you obviously achieved entirely by chance, and won't listen to a word she has to say. You always were the runt of the litter.
I achieved this by chance, did I? Think what you like, Mom. I don't care. Anyway, since it's her, I know that whatever she says would only disgust me, so why bother listening? There's another thing I've been wondering, too. Didn't you both have me blocked before?
We had no choice but to unblock you due to some new developments which unfortunately meant we had to get back in touch with you. You would know this if you hadn't interrupted Kazuya halfway through her explanation, and I wouldn't be having to explain to you now.
So that's why you messaged me instead.
That's right.
Okay, ready when you are. Make sure to keep it short.
When's the wedding?
Huh? I hate to break this to you, Mom, but you're not invited. In fact, none of you are.
Excuse me?
I already explained everything to my fiancé and his parents. They've been very understanding about the whole thing.
How amusing. Don't tell me you actually think you're going to be the bride.
What? I'm at my own wedding? Yes, actually, I did plan on being the bride at my own wedding. Is that not obvious?
It most certainly is not. There's only one young lady in this family suitable to marry a future CEO. And that's your lovely, adorable little sister, Kazuya.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I understand. What?
The groom's name was Michael, wasn't it? Or Mike? He may think he's marrying you right now, but he's sure to fall in love with Kazuya the moment he sees her. He'll change his mind, there's no doubt about it. It's already decided. You're to be substituted for your sister, and she'll marry him instead.
What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? There's no way that's gonna happen.
Oh, yes, it is. You'll see before long, your arrogance will be your downfall, young lady. There's nothing my Kazuya can't do when she puts her mind to it.
Let's just rewind a little here. Do you even know Mike? Have you met him?
No.
Oh, that makes this weird fantasy of yours even more hilarious.
The only one fantasizing here is you. Do you actually think you, an unlovable, worthless, good-for-nothing, are actually worthy of marrying a future CEO? You need to get your head checked out if so. I suggest you cease and desist with these foolish fantasies at once, and accept your place in the world as the bottom dweller you really are. How about you find yourself a nice, homeless man to marry instead?
You're so sweet and charming, Mom. You have no idea how lucky I feel to have such loving parents.
Don't you dare get sarcastic with me, young lady. Anyway, all you need to know is that your sister will be substituted as the bride in your place on your wedding day. Make sure you let Mike know what's going on beforehand.
You're insane.
And you're an idiot if you think there is anything you can do to stop this. I'll tell you what, I'll prepare a message to pass on, since you're probably too dumb to do it yourself. Mike, I think my little sister Kazuya would make a far more suitable bride than me. I have thus decided to get out of your way and leave the two of you in peace forever. Please make Kazuya happy. How's that? You have no excuse not to tell him now I've prepared you a message. Aren't I kind?
That's not the reason I won't be telling him.
Shut up! Did I ask for your input? No, I didn't. Your attitude is despicable, young lady. Mark my words. If you do anything to jeopardize Kazuya and Mike's happiness, you will regret it.
I really wish you'd give it a rest.
I really do wish you'd stop giving opinions I never asked for. If you actually knew your place, this wouldn't be a problem. But you seem to be suffering from delusions of grandeur of epic proportions. You? With the CEO? Get real!
Whatever. You can say what you like, but I'm not telling you when the wedding is.
Do you think I can't find out for myself? You may be the runt of the litter. You may be the shame of our family. But this is finally your opportunity to do some good in the world. I suggest you take it and try to make up for being such a waste of space by making your adorable little sister happy.
Heidi, pick up. What the heck's going on?
Huh? Kazuya? Explain what? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one behind this. I just know it. To think you deceive your own family. Well, I hope you're happy. We fell for your little trap.
A trap? Allow me to repeat myself. I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me what you're talking about and maybe I'll be able to shed some light on things.
Me and Mike were supposed to be getting married today.
Apart from the bit where you said you were supposed to be marrying my husband, you are correct. The wedding is today. Can't believe you actually went out of your way to find out the details, though. You really will stop at nothing, will you?
Obviously, digging around the net and local newspapers for details on the venue and schedule, is a small price to pay if it means reeling in a big fish like Mike. Or it should have been. I put on my amazing new wedding dress. Then the three of us, me, Mom, and Dad, entered the chapel the wedding was supposed to be being held at, and just as I was getting ready to walk down the aisle, someone started shouting at us. The bride and groom were two completely different people.
What? Wait, what? What the hell did you do?
That's my line. Explain yourself now. And give me Mike back while you're at it. Where are you hiding him?
Just hold on a sec before we discuss that. Where the hell did you go? Did you say you went to a chapel?
Yes, the chapel inside Apple Hotel.
A hotel? Me and Mike got married at a place called Apple Church.
You got married in an actual church?
It's a church overseas. It's in Spain, actually.
Spain? What? You mean you're not even in America anymore?
Mike received almost his entire education overseas across various countries in Europe, from middle school to university, so he has tons of friends outside of America. That's why we decided to get married abroad.
Oh my god.
As far as I know, Apple Hotels and Apple Churches are both subsidiaries of the same parent company. Oh, I get it. You got mixed up with the word apple and ended up crashing some stranger's wedding. Oh my god.
This is not a laughing matter. The bride said one of her relatives is a lawyer, and she wouldn't stop yelling about how I owed her money for ruining her wedding. Not only that, but she says I owe her money for ruining her dress. And money for breaking some stuff inside the chapel. They say I'll be receiving a claim for everything, and if I don't pay up, I'll have to go to court. I never meant for things to turn out this way.
Wow, you did all that?
Please, sis, just help me out this one time.
Me?
I took out a loan to pay for this wedding dress. I have zero money left thanks to you.
I'm speechless.
Mom and Dad are broke too. Please, I'm at my wit's end here. You and Mike are the only ones I can rely on.
Just out of interest, how much was the wedding dress you took out a loan for?
$25,000.
Wow!
I had no choice. I wanted to show Mike that I was worthy of being his wife. He comes from money after all. What did you expect me to do? Show up in a bin bag?
Okay, so why don't you just sell the dress? Granted, you'll have to drop the price a little since it's secondhand, but surely if it's that nice, you'll be able to claw back some of your losses.
It's too late.
Why?
It got damaged beyond repair in the chaos. To be precise, it got ripped to shreds while I was fighting with one of the security guards who had me pinned down on the floor.
Oh my, Cassia. Just what the hell went down in that chapel?
Please, I'm begging you.
Nope.
What?
I'd just like to remind you, my own sister conspired with our parents to try and steal my husband on my wedding day. You disgust me, and I'm embarrassed by the fact that you exist.
Gah!
Anyway, my wedding's about to start. Have a nice life, and good luck with that debt of yours. See ya! I blocked my sister and parents after the wedding. I heard a few days later from a relative who I'm still on good terms with that the three of them received an enormous compensation claim from the bride and groom whose wedding they ruined by going to the wrong chapel. I don't know the exact breakdown of the charges, but I heard that there were some pretty expensive items among the things they broke, including some very old antique furniture of high historical value. The total came to a whopping $65,000. Good luck, that's all I can say. They were told they had to pay it in one lump sum immediately, News that made my mother faint with shock, and my sister burst into tears. I heard that my dad quit his job and suddenly escaped in the night. He hasn't been seen since. I mean, wow, really? Those three are just as bad as each other. Anyway, this has of course left my mom and sister with no choice but to work long, grueling hours across several jobs. However, due to neither of them having held down a semi-decent job at any point in their lives, those several jobs mostly consist of adult entertainment venues like strip clubs. What do I think of the ignoble fate of my former family? Well, I won't deny it. Considering they basically joined forces to try and ruin my life, it's a little satisfying. I think they're getting exactly what they deserve.